Hey everyone, it's B. Avery here. Thank you so much for tuning in to Just My Opinion Reviews. And we're talking spoilers for Ma, You Have Been Warned. So at the very beginning of the film, we have the high school students riding into town. They pull up on a corner store or a store that sells alcohol, and they're just trying to get some booze. They're trying to party. They're trying to get their drink on. We see Miss Octavia Spencer, Ma, Miss Sue-Ann come over, and they ask her to get the alcohol. Of course, she turns it down initially, but she sees on the van that they're driving that it's the same name of one of the students that she went to high school. And a light bulb goes off in her head like, oh my gosh, these are the children of the students that I went to high school with. I'm really pissed off at them. This is my chance to enact my revenge. And that's where the plot starts to thicken. Now, towards the middle of the film, we do see what exactly happened to her, why she's so traumatized, and it's absolutely horrible. She had a crush on like the most popular guy in school. And, he sent her a note just saying, hey, meet me in the closet. And, and all the popular kids, they're teaming up together, trying to teach her how to give oral sex, how to give blowjobs. And she's thinking she's about to blow the man of her dreams, but it just happens to be another random guy in the closet that she goes to high school with. And when she comes outside, the whole class or a big handful of them are waiting on her outside and just laugh their ass off. I mean, this is so wrong and sick on so many levels. I mean, I just cannot imagine in real life someone doing these certain things to another human being. Now, I'm sure it's happened somewhere on the planet before in the history of time, but I would have said to myself like, damn, these are some true devils here that would just do something like this. What makes it even worse is I could see a guy doing this to a girl. I mean, that's perverted. I mean, like you're basically raping her in a sense. Not you in the way you are, but to know that a woman would do this to another woman. I mean, it's like, God damn, like where is your soul? You have a black heart and it's just non-existent there. So that is what actually traumatized Miss Octavia Spencer. We see that she has her own child of her own that's grown up. She's putting on a con game, making everybody think that she's sick and in a wheelchair, but she's just really stealing medicine from the veterinary, the vet clinic that she works at. And injecting her daughter with all this stuff, just trying to make her sick and just sell the lie. I mean, it's just another horrible thing right there. And just something that made me so uncomfortable while I was watching this film is that when we're in present day, the kids that she went to high school with herself, Ma, Miss Sue-Ann, how they can still just be so mean and evil today. I mean, this is like 20 years later. I mean, I thought that people would mature and try to put things behind them. Not Sue-Ann. I mean, I can understand the chip that she has on her shoulder. But I mean, my goodness gracious. Now, they are being mean to her because their children are involved. And it's just like, okay, hey, what are you doing? You don't need to be, selling alcohol to children. That's just like an ultimate no-no. You're a grown person trying to kick it with kids. I mean, that's just kind of weird. But it is because their own children are involved. And I can kind of understand that. And me personally, if I knew someone stole my earrings and I knew this person was crazy, I don't know if I would have the level of testicular fortitude to sneak into their house. I mean, you already know somewhat of what they're capable of. And the character was kind of doing that, moving slow. I mean, they were actually in her bedroom, going through photo albums and looking at pictures thoroughly for a long amount of time. And I'm just like, man, guys, get in, get out, get out of Dodge. Now, towards the very end of the film, Miss Maggie receives a phone call and her newfound boyfriend, Andy, is at Sue-Ann's house, is at Ma's house still partying. The film already let everyone know that she's crazy and they're not going to be messing with her anymore. So I really just did not understand why he was still there. But when Maggie goes over there and she starts seeing everybody pass out, why does she go upstairs? Why does she not pull out her phone and call the cops right then and there? I mean, I just don't understand. Yes, the cop did show up because someone else called, but that just didn't make any sense to me. Why are you walking around the house? Call the cops. Like, I don't know. It just didn't add up. But Sue-Ann is going crazy. She's sewing one lady's lips up with thread, needle. she painted the black guy white because she was like, hey, only one black person can be in this horror story. And that's kind of interesting to me, you know, because he came across as like the token black guy that just has to be in there. And there's always, ever since I was born, you know, being a recurring joke that, you know, there's only one black person in a horror movie, or the one black person always dies. So I don't know if they were trying to do that intentionally, but that's just something that popped in my head as I was watching the movie. Also, she rips the shirt off or cuts the shirt off one guy and burns his skin with an iron. I mean, it's just crazy. And then, you know, that's where everything reveals itself. It's like, oh my God, you guys are weak and you did this to me. And, you know, you shouldn't have done this to me. And Maggie's mom comes down there saving the day and all this. And there's an exchange going back and forth between the characters. And, you know, this is just where I'm just saying to myself, okay, like, what is your end game, Sue-Ann? Like, how the hell do you expect to get out of this? I just don't see. I mean, you're taking pictures. You are creating evidence of your own terrorism. And that didn't make sense to me. It just didn't. Now, I was at the edge of my seat of just a horror when she had Luke Evans tied up in the bed and she like started not feeding him, but infusing in his blood dog's blood. That's just like, oh my gosh, I've never even thought of anything like that before. I bet it wouldn't hurt, but at the same time, it like makes my skin crawl and it feels like it would. I thought she was about to chop off his thing, his penis, you know, a Lorena Bobbitt situation. And I was just like, oh my God, stop. You know, but thank God, you know, she didn't do it, but she ended up just slitting his wrist and injecting him with something and he died out. And, you know, her crazy butt wants to get in bed with him, you know, while the house is burning down. You know, like that was, I don't know, Saving the Last Dance or something. I mean, I can understand you have a crush on him then in high school, but you still have an affection for him 20 years later after all the stuff that he did. You know, I don't know, but I don't know. Do you guys think there will be a sequel? Because I was just kind of thinking, and I waited towards the end of the credits. I didn't see anything, but I'm just like, wait a minute. We didn't see, you know, her escape. We didn't necessarily see the body. You know, they could be coming out, you know, with another one, but, you know, we're just going to have to see. But guys, that is just my opinion. What did you think about the film? Please spoil comments down below. If you liked the video, go ahead and give me that thumbs up. Please consider subscribing. Look me up on social media. And I really want to thank you guys again for tuning in. I do appreciate it. And before you go, don't forget that my name is Brandon Keith Avery, and that's just my opinion. Peace.